Okay guys, so now we are able to create a model and we'll try to see that how we can try to do a prediction. Now, so if you remember, so we have used a standard scaler in a beginning itself, right? So we have basically used the standard scaler so that I will be able to standardize my data. So whenever you are going to pass your testing data, so obviously you have to do a exact same thing. So maybe a unknown data or maybe a data from the same like X test and Y test that you have taken. So even from there you can try to pass the data. But yeah, you have to do a same kind of a standard scaling. In an ideal way, what we do is that we try to store this scalar as a physical file. How? So you can try to import a job lib, and as we have used a scikit-learn library for doing a scaling, this standard scaling. So job lib is a preferred way. So you can try to call a joblib.dump, joblib.dump, and then you can try to dump your scalar object as a physical file. So here scalar object, just try to dump it as a scalar dot job lib. Yeah, job lib. Okay. So now just try to dump it, and here so you will be able to find out even a job lib file. So scalar.joblib, now this has been used for finding out the standard scalar. So now whatever new data which I am going to input, I have to even convert that data into a standard scalar format. Forget about the data conversion that we have done before. Now, so let's try to do a prediction. So first of all, I'm going to load the model. So to load the model, tf.keras, physical model I'm going to load. Anyhow, I can try to load a model which is available in my memory by default. But no, I wanted to do a prediction with respect to a physical model because this is something that you are going to deploy going forward, right? Not the above one. Training is done already. So tf.keras.models.load model, and you can try to give your model name with a directory. So H5 model I'm going to load, and let's name it as a model over. Let's try to name it as a model over here. So insert tf, and yeah, so it is going to load the model. Maybe I can try to call model dot summary. I will be able to see the summary. Same thing, I will be able to see it over here. Okay. Now, so once I'm able to load a model from the physical file, then we have to load even a standard scalar. So job lib dot, you can try to call a load, and then you have to load scalar dot job lib. This is again a physical file for converting or standard scaling the data. So just try to load it as a scalar. So these two are important. Okay. Now let's suppose I have to do a prediction, right? So I have maybe a input data A, and inside this data I have a sepal length is equal to 6.2, sepal width is equals to 2.8, petal length is equals to 4.8, and petal width is equals to maybe 1.1.8. Now this is the data. Now for this data, this is the input data. For this data I have to do a prediction. So how I will be able to do a prediction? Let's try to understand. So here first of all, you have to convert this data with the help of a scalar into a standard scalar format. A scalar dot, you have to call a transform, and then you have to basically pass this A data. So now this data has been transformed. Now you have to use the same object that you have used at the time of using a data, because it is going to take a mean of the data. So you should not use the new one, right? That's the reason. So we are trying to call the transform over here. Now this is going to give you a new scaled data. Yeah, this is going to give you a new scaled data, by the way. So once I have a new scaled data, I can try to call my model dot, there is a function called as predict, and then this new scaled data, try to pass this one inside this model.predict. Now this model.predict is going to give you a prediction for all three classes, class number 0, class number 1, and class number 2. And it looks like that it belongs to a class number 2, right? Because this is having the highest value, right? This is having the highest value. But let's suppose I would like to see the class name, right? See the class name. So how I will be able to do that? So maybe I can try to call argmax, argmax. I can try to pass this entire value and prediction, which is nothing but a prediction probability on axis 1. Now it is going to tell me that, okay, so its index is equals to 2, 0, 1, 2. So basically 2. So this is basically a class which is it is trying to give it to me. Now if I have to like print the class name, so what I can do, I can try to wrap it up, and then I can say that iris dot target names. So here we have 2, so it is going to give me the name, right? So iris name nd array. Okay, so target name, it should be array. Okay, so what is the name? What is the class name? So class name is basically Virginica. So the data set that I have passed over here, it belongs to which class? It belongs to basically a Virginica class. As simple as that. Maybe I can try to convert this entire things, as a function. That's completely fine. So maybe def iris underscore prediction. So I can try to convert that as a function. So you can try to pass a new data. So as soon as you are going to pass a new data, so it is going to scale the data. So it is going to scale the new data. Same thing I'm going to use. And then it is going to do a prediction, and finally it is going to show me the class name. And this is something which I'm going to, so class underscore label class label, it is going to show it to me. And I'm going to call a return what? Class label. So this is the function which I have created. So where you are going to pass a new data, it will do a scaling, same thing, right? It will try to find out the prediction probability for all 3 classes. Then it is going to give you which class it belongs to, technically the array which is having the highest value, array index which is having the highest value, and then we are trying to fetch the target name out of this one. Yeah, target name out of this one. So now if I'm going to call iris underscore prediction, and if I'm going to pass my new data, so let's copy this data. If I'm going to pass my new data, it is telling me that it belongs to a Virginica, right? It belongs to a Virginica. Same thing, same output. So in this way, I will be able to do a prediction, and in whatever format I will be looking for my output, I can try to return it. So with that, thank you so much, everyone. Take care and see you again in my next lecture.